I'm getting my
Catherine, are you on? John?
Yeah,
I'm here.
yeah. I'd say let's get started and do that.
Can you run the meeting then?
I would guess I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
Thank you both on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 5/7/18. We'll call the meeting to order. please call the roll and we'll establish a quorum.
Denhart, absent, right?
Yep.
Fisher,
Here.
McConnell,
Here.
Wilson,
Here.
and Carver, absent, apparently. Okay.
Okay, we'll open the public hearing, correct?
Mhm.
For the 2021-2022 certified budget.
Oh, we need to approve the agenda first.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
We'll approve the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move
I
that
moved
we
it.
approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Catherine, seconded by John to approve the agenda. Please call the roll.
McConnell,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye. Now, open the public hearing for the 2021 through 2022 certified budget.
Again, we've got to talk at the March meeting. Tax rate will be $14.54, which is down about a penny from last year. Last year it was $14.55. Again, I know valuations are up slightly, but trying to keep it as level as possible. So just recommend that we adopt that.
Just ask the public. Ask.
Okay, is there any comment from the public? Online or present? If not, I'll ask for a motion
We
to,
probably need to close the public hearing.
okay, so do we need a motion to do that or just?
No, you-
Okay, we'll just close the public hearing then. Okay. So we need a motion to adopt the budget for 2021 through 2022.
I so move.
Second.
Moved by John, second by Catherine. Please call the roll.
Wilson,
Aye.
McConnell,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye. Okay, so we have to open another public hearing.
No, first we have to do the budget guarantee resolution.
Okay, budget guarantee resolution. Tim, you want to explain that?
Since our enrollment is down to 40, we have the ability to, we're on the 101% budget guarantee. So we're able to get 101% of last year's budget or this year's budget for next year. Again, in order to, that allows school districts to kind of take time in order to, if they need to make cuts or whatever. So we'll recommend that we approve that. Approximately $173,000 is what the new budget guarantee is. But again, need to pass that resolution.
I so move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by John, second by Catherine to pass the budget guarantee resolution. Correct? Please call the roll.
Wilson,
Aye.
McConnell,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Okay, now you can open another.
Now to 5, the 2021 certified budget amendment.
Again, we've gotten several shots in the arm of COVID money that we've been spending or, and need to spend. So we were not anticipating getting that when we passed the budget last year. So we need to amend the budget to allow for that.
So we open a public hearing on that, is that correct? Okay, do we have any comments from anyone online or present on the certified budget amendment for 2020 through 2021?
I always like to point out that it's not an increase in taxes, of course. It's just other ability to spend extra income that has come in.
Okay. If not, we'll close the public hearing on that. Now we need a motion for the amendment adoption.
I so move.
Second.
Moved by Catherine, second by John to adopt the certified budget amendment for 2021. Please call the roll.
McConnell,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye. All right. Number 6, early retirement application.
We had I can say name, can I?
You don't have to.
Denise Buns contacted us here a little over a week ago. Her father is having some health issues that she was requesting the board that she be allowed to access the early retirement, even though it's past the deadline. And I recommend the board approving that.
Any comment?
And we're still under our dollar amount for that, for early retirement.
We are slightly over. The thing I was looking at was before Teresa's green. So we're at, I think 220,000, but Brent and I have looked at management and still feel that we're capable of handling that easily.
Okay. All right. I so moved to do that early retirement.
Second.
Okay, motion by John, seconded by Catherine to approve the early retirement application. Please call the roll.
Wilson,
Aye.
McConnell,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye. All right. Item 7, fundraiser request.
The fundraising request.
Kelly Gray.
mhm,
Yes, and I've been, we've had some fundraising requests coming in that they've been making the request after, or excuse me, yeah. The requests have been coming in after they've already started doing the fundraiser, and I've been trying to kind of take a hardline stance on that. So they asked about this one. They wanted to start it on the 21st, which was the next board meeting, but we were able to kind of slide it up to this one. So I do recommend that be approved.
So you need a motion to approve the fundraiser request. You guys have any questions online?
What's the fundraiser for?
It's Ram Flags Kelly Gray.
Okay.
It's the Ram Fanatic class. They're doing a lot of marketing and everything like that for
Does that say flags?
for the class. You know, they're the ones that they tweet about a lot of things and doing marketing and real good real world experience.
I move that we approve the fundraising for the Ram Fanatic class.
Second.
We have a motion by Catherine, seconded by John. Please call the roll.
McConnell,
Aye.
Wilson,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye. I have a question. Why is it called Ram Flags?
It's yard flags they're gonna sell.
Oh,
They're
okay,
gonna-
okay.
Yeah.
Middle school property update. We have Nate Adams here.
Nate and Chris here to give a little update.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, we wanted to provide just a progress update on several things kind of moving forward since the board last voted. I guess it was kind of the end of February, so 6-7 weeks ago. We submitted our first major application actually last Friday, April 9th, with IFA. That is for the $1 million 0% interest loan that kind of goes, it's a critical piece of the project, so that application is in. We've had our 0.5 initial meeting with SHPO. We're working with our historic consultant to have those first applications submitted for Chris and I's review towards the end of this month. We've had good conversations with the city. This is public information, but a letter of intent. It's not final yet, but a letter of intent for a forgivable loan with the city has been submitted and signed. And we've also had conversations on the resolution with the tax abatement district, which we will comply with. And again, not formally finalized, but moving forward with city conversations there. And then through the IFA application, we have had some good conversations with banks and getting some initial interest on some commitments on the permanent financing and the TIP financing. So all of those different funding sources that we've kind of identified are all progressed very well, quite frankly, better than we anticipated from a short 6 weeks ago. So in terms of our timeline, it's been uninterrupted and continuing to move forward. We did have something come up with the IFA program, being a federal program that we wanted to bring more to your attention. And Tim wants to highlight a couple of things there and then pass it back to us.
The two of them approached me about 3 weeks ago about some possible project delays. That I met with Dr. Carver here 2 weeks ago. Kind because I wanted to inform the board, but we're trying to figure out what the best way, and we both felt that the meeting tonight and having Chris and Nate address that was the best way to do it, because I want to hear everybody hear the information at the same time. So there are some delays that I'm going to throw back to these guys to kind of present.
Yeah, so the IFA application came sooner than we had probably anticipated, being due last week. But as part of their guidelines or requirements is that they do not ask for any disruptions or changes to the site while the application is under review. And so this is going to result in a delay of demoing the gym. And I know you guys, upon the approval of the vote, had secured bids and we're ready to move forward quickly. So we wanted to notify Tim as soon as possible to not affect that application as a critical piece of that. So while that's under review and until we get final award of that IFA project, we're asking for the gym to be delayed up to probably a year or until that IFA program is formally announced.
And I have had preliminary discussions with Andy Murphy about willingness to hold the bid, and he is willing to do that
At the
and hold his price.
price.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one conversation I had with him, is that if diesel would go up, if the board approved this, if diesel goes up 400%, we'd look at trying to do something there. But
Yeah. Well, that's too bad, because I think it would have been, we were planning on starting that destruction soon, weren't we?
Correct.
Demolition, yeah. Yeah, that's, and personally, I don't care, and from the schools, what kind of maintenance are we gonna have on a ongoing basis as far as operations and stuff to keep that gym standing? Any?
both facilities are still heated. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Do we have to heat it?
My experience with a building, once you shut the utilities off, it deteriorates rather quickly. And
Mold and stuff.
But do we care if it's going to be demolished anyway? I'm just asking. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do.
I think it's probably fair to manage it to a certain temperature.
and that's what we're doing right now. It's about 50 degrees or something like that.
Can you guys highlight a little bit more what some of, whys and some of that possibly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was, so we worked closely with Region 12 on the application for this, and they're really familiar with some of these federal guidelines. This is all federal pass-through money. And so in the conversation early on with the Iowa Finance Authority, and when we had a very good sit down with Rita Evels, the gal at IFA that oversees this, and got great feedback about the project. The one item that when we explained the various steps and how it was going to progress, she quickly picked up on the fact that the gym is intended to no longer be there. And so she did some background research and realized the federal wording is once the intent to apply is there, that the site needs to be maintained. And the why, I'm somewhere along the way, I'm sure that there's something weird that happened with a site and an application, but that comes through, and the feedback we got from the state is that they are very, very conservative in terms of interpretation on the federal guidelines, because they want to make sure that their funding can continue to come through. So she had a strong recommendation that the gym just stay in its current state, and then whether that's a few months or we don't know how long it would take for the award. And so that's where the idea, there may be up to a year, it could be a lot quicker than that. But part of that is,
What's the shortest timeline you could see that happen in? Several months, or?
it's probably still several months.
So
because there'll be,
plan on a year, but it could be before.
yeah. And because originally we thought this was an early June application. And what the surprise when it became in early April was that there's now a couple months they'll look through. It was a very thorough very thorough applications. There's a lot of information, so there'll be a couple months probably of back and forth, and then a award, but then there's a finalizing other commitments. So it is a multi-month kind of a process for it. So until that whole process is complete, just with these kind of the federal guidelines that are there, that they uncovered, they said best not to put create a bigger risk on the project.
When you were planning this project, Nate and Chris, I guess, I mean, you assumed there was going to be some things like this pop up, I would think, right?
Anytime, I mean, what we've seen on any project, anytime you've got multiple funding sources, especially when you're layering on state and federal,
Right.
is you can get a good feel. You sit down with them. Here's the project guidelines, but to go through the nuance, 100 hours or so of effort to get the actual application put together, and that's where you get into a lot of the details. So running into stuff like this, not that uncommon when you're trying to work through a lot of these programs, especially working through them jointly.
And does a delay like this, how does it affect the rest of the project ongoing?
Like I mentioned, I think our timeline's moved up in terms of us getting in front of all these funding sources. So, I mean, I addressed most of them. The workforce housing tax credit opens up in May. The Greenfield tax credit opens up in June, and I've touched all of them. So, really through the majority of 2020, we're going to have a lot of these, efforts pushed through. We're going to have, by the end of the summer, we'll have 3 major applications through. We'll have a lot of our funding sources kind of
21.
2021, sorry.
Yeah.
So that from our standpoint, Chris and I have spent, since the last 6-7 weeks, we've spent hours and hours a week on this. So our timeline feels like it's moved up.
So you're not discouraged by this?
No, I think if anything, that it's positive. Like the conversations have been really positive. If you look at I think about that critical pathway chart where this has to happen, getting the costs and the kind of collective idea of what's going to happen to the gym, like that was the critical path to know that this could happen. When the gym itself goes down, wasn't as important as understanding what would the cost be, making sure the district and everybody was comfortable with that. And so now when the physical structure has to go, I mean, that doesn't, this doesn't impact the project as a whole.
Yeah, and I think just back to your macro comment about when you look at projects like this, I mean, the silver lining is we've spent since the middle of 2018 on this project. So, the fact that from the timeline that you guys got effectively decommissioned the school and have moved into this new one, you guys were on a really rapid, well-executed pace of like getting that gym gone and delivering the middle school off. The reality is if you're going to preserve that high school, in which we all want to, these projects can sit for a longer time period than even we're participating. So we've tried to use the timeline before this to our advantage. And obviously, shortly after the vote, now we went to work, and then 7 weeks later, here we are with a pretty good update in terms of progress.
Do you think this is going to have any impact as far as, and personally, I haven't heard a lot of, discontent about the gym going away, but do you think a delay like this is going to have any kind of a public backlash or?
I'm sure there'll be some people that will comment about it, but I hate the term, it is what it is, but it's part of the process. And again, we're still, I think as a school, we have eggs in the basket of, we want this to occur. So a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 demolition doesn't have to occur.
Right.
It's still where we're putting the eggs in the basket. I commend these two gentlemen again. Having never been through this, it'd be easy to fold up a tent and go home at certain stages. But, to me, you're continuing to soldier on because you see it as a great project and can see the progress and everything. So again, I commend you. So will there be a comment or two? I'm sure there will be.
Yeah. Well, I think as long as we have the assurance from the demolition from Murphy, that they're going to honor the contract, even though we're going to delay it. I don't see any repercussions for the school other than having to operate it for a little longer. But the summer, we're not going to cool it.
No, there's no air conditioning in the gym anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anybody else have any comments? Could you guys hear all that?
Yeah, I think it's.
How do you know? Because I'm not.
All right. We don't need any kind of
I think
action.
John started to say something.
John, did you need something? Do you want to comment?
No, I was just, I mean, I don't, since we really have a whole lot of choice. We approved the project to move forward as it is. If we do something to screw it up, that seems like that'd be a bad idea on our end.
Yeah, it wouldn't help us any, that's for sure.
No. We don't need any action on this.
No.
No. Anything else? Thanks for the report. Yeah, thanks for keeping us informed. And
You can adjourn.
Good job.
See the words, so,
all right, we'll adjourn then.
thank you.
Okay, see ya.
Thanks, Catherine and John.
Thank you.
It's probably the first time